Hi everyone, it's Bernice.
I'm Rhonda.
And today we're here to talk about the Power Up Incentive and ways that you can be successful with the requirements you need to earn the incentive.
Okay, so I'm sure that all of you have kind of heard about the summer incentive already, the Power Up Your Business incentive. A lot of exciting things going on. Look at this awesome slide Bernice has here for us. There's three, I love this incentive because it's really doable for anybody at any level. They have three different levels to achieve. Level one, if you just sell $1,000 to customers within the qualified period, which is May through July. I'm reading this, it says April, so that threw me off. May 1st through July 31st. And that $1,000 is not within 1 month, it's through those 3 months accumulative. So it's pretty doable. And you have to sponsor one new consultant during that time who reaches certified status. And to reach certified status, they have to sell $1,000 within that time frame as well. So level one is pretty doable even for just a beginner. Level two is to sell $2,000 in PRV within the qualification period and sponsor 2 consultants who each certify within that period. So again, still very doable. Level 3 is to sell $3,000, again, accumulative over the 3 months, sponsor 3 new consultants during that time, and each one of those 3 have to become certified consultants. And now they're not saying that you can only sponsor 3 people and those 3 people have to become certified. If you recruit 5 people, the chance of 3 of them becoming certified is pretty good. So obviously you want to kind of don't count on every one of them hitting certified during that period. Not everybody is really looking at that as a goal right away. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, I guess is what they say. So definitely overachieve on your recruiting to try and achieve that. Interestingly enough, my printout cut off. But the level 1 is for Scentsy branded 8-inch Windows Home Edition 32 gigabyte tablet, Scentsy branded custom keyboard and case, and that's where my thing cut off. So basically, level 1, you get a nice little Scentsy branded technology package. Level 2 kind of ups the package, includes a little bit more, and level 3 is you can choose the technology package, which includes even more, or you can choose an all-expense paid trip to leadership minus the airfare. You'll have to cover the airfare. They haven't announced, to my knowledge, they haven't announced the destination yet for that. Have you seen anything on that yet, Bernice?
No, not yet.
Okay. So usually they will, leadership is usually in Mexico somewhere. It has been for the past 4.5 years. I don't know if it still will be because I know their contracts were up with, who they were working with, but it is always in a warm destination and it's in January. So it's a pretty nice little perk.
And you probably want to start keeping track of your sales and recruits. Rhonda posted this chart the other day to keep track of what's going on. So we only have 3 months, so you definitely have to get to work, and you definitely want to keep track for yourself of what's going on. And just in general, without the incentive, building a team and sales are the 2 main components of being a Scentsy consultant if you want to promote and move up. So today we're going to talk about really building a team, and not that we have all the secrets, but just some things that other people have tried, that we have tried. And we also look forward to maybe you sharing some ideas of how you've been successful. One thing I wanted to share with you that somebody mentioned at another event was that you can go for sales and, sell your heart out with Scentsy, and you'll get paid lots of commission now, but you're always doing that. And when you start booking parties and things like that or events, then you're making a plan for tomorrow to continue your sales. But when you sponsor consultants and gain team members, you are then creating income for yourself that you get paid at title, and your team is growing and you promote. So sales, bookings, and sponsoring are also important, just in every day, without even incentive involved. So I know a lot of you have promoted, which is awesome. Congratulations if you've promoted recently. Good luck if you are super close, which some of you really are close to promoting again. So Rhonda's going to go over the compensation plan. I'm going to show it right now real fast. It is a pretty confusing chart, but Rhonda's going to go through it, and if you have questions, we can definitely talk about your specific questions with the compensation plan.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to mention, which is I think one of the most important things, is if you notice on this compensation chart, once you get to the point where you have somebody on your team, you've sponsored somebody, your requirement at that point to get paid at title is to have $500 personal retail volume. That means $500 in sales, or however the peg rate works for where you're at. So your number one goal every month should be to hit that 500. If you have $450 and you've hit every other goal within that compensation chart to hit your numbers, you're not going to get paid at title. You have to have your 500 in. So if you have sponsored anybody, you have somebody on your team, make that your goal. And even if you haven't yet, maybe you haven't sponsored anybody, but you know that that's something you want to do in the future, make it your goal now to hit make it your goal to hit $500 every month, because then you'll already be kind of set for that pace. So that's kind of the number one thing. Each level has a lot of different bonuses added onto it. As you all know, you start out as an essential consultant making 20% commission off your sales. Once you hit certified, which is after you sell $1,000, then you go up to your 25%. Once you hit that, your base pay will always remain at 25%. But then as you kind of move up the ladder and you kind of progress a little more, then you've got different requirements. So lead consultant, again, you have to have your $500 in personally. In between you and your group, you've got to have $1,000 GWV, which I don't know, I would imagine you guys all know by now, that GWV is calculated at 75%. So it really comes out to, I think, $1,333 or something like that, that you as a group have to sell in order for you to hit your numbers. So at that point, you're going to get your 25% base pay. You're going to get 2% bonus from your personal sales. So you even make more off of your own sales as you move up. Then you're going to get another 2% from your frontline, essential, or certified consultants, TWV. So this is where you're getting all your little bonuses. So you're no longer making 25%. It's really up to you at that point how much you make. So again, if your goal is to always hit your 500, and maybe you want to even reach higher than that. Maybe you want to set your goal at 1,000 a month, because then you're contributing that much more. Your base pay is going to be that much more. So whatever you want to set your goal at, just make sure it's minimally 500.
Right.
So then kind of as you move up, the requirements are a little bit more. Once you're a star consultant, that means you have at least 2 active frontline on your team. Maybe you have a team of 6, but you have to have at least 2 of them be active. Now as a group, you guys have to have 2,500. Again, you still have to have your 500, and then you're getting your 25% base pay. Now you've bumped up to 4% from your personal sales, 4% for your frontline, essential, and certified, and then you get 2% for anyone lead and above. So it's kind of, I'm not going to go all the way up the compensation chart because if you look at it, you can kind of see where it's going.
And there's a big jump from lead to star consultant.
There
Those
is.
numbers jump up a huge amount, double the percent in 2 columns, and you get an additional column. We have a lot of lead consultants right now, you know, who, if you do bump up to star consultant, you're going to see a huge difference in your monthly compensation and your monthly commission checks.
Absolutely. And the same goes for the next bump up from star to superstar. Again, that's a pretty big jump. So pretty much after lead, once you pass up lead, you're looking at kind of a bigger jump each time. But main thing to remember is your 500. Otherwise, it really doesn't mean a whole lot. And you've worked hard, you've recruited. We want you to obviously help your team, but we also want you to, get rewarded for all the hard work that you do. So I will say the compensation plan has a lot of different things within it. I know it pretty well. So if there's specific questions that you have, it's a little bit too much to go over in general. But if there's specific questions that you have, I don't mind doing a one-on-one, whether it's Zoom or chat or just text or email, whatever.
Even in the group.
We can do a group as well. Yeah. But I don't mind going over specifics to where you're at in your business. So if you have questions, just reach out.
Right. And I think Rhonda and I really pride ourselves on, we never are here to pressure people to sell. We're never here to pressure people to recruit.
No.
I know what I want out of Scentsy, and that's just to keep moving up. If that's what you want, awesome. If that's not what you want, then that's fine too. If you just want to sell your 150 every 3 months, I'm going to help you the same that I will help somebody who wants to be a director. So please never feel like you have to do something. We post out there and we message people and say, hey, you're close to this, because, you get busy. And if we're looking at the workstation and we notice something, we want to share it with you because we don't want you to miss any opportunities that could happen for you. So please don't ever feel like it's pressure or, we're trying to get you to do anything. We're just trying to make you see, what's out, your opportunities and what's out there for you if you choose to do so. And, if you need help and you want some more direction, then just let us know and we'll help you, make some goals to see that. So, that's important for us to know. And
absolutely. I think we love our hobbyists just as much as we love the lifers. So
I started as a hobbyist, didn't you?
So did I. Absolutely. I had no intentions of doing anything other than a hobby, but hey, here we are.
So,
I'm still a hobbyist, so we love her. She's our team mom.
It's all in what you want, and and what you want today might be different tomorrow, and we'll work with wherever you are and whatever you're comfortable with. So, sales are one thing, and recruiting is another beast. And I'll be honest with you, Rhonda and I talk about recruiting all the time because we don't have the magic answer to recruiting. So I did a lot of research on Workstation. You can go into Workstation and find videos on recruiting. I went onto YouTube and just typed in Scentsy recruiting. And so I just compiled a list of some things that other people who have been successful with recruiting, what they have said. So number 1, ask. Hi, Etzel.
Hey.
Hola. We're talking about recruiting, and feel free if you have anything to add too as well with our conversation. So number 1, just ask, without being pushy, without pestering anybody. Have you asked people if they're interested in joining Scentsy? I'll be honest, when I first joined, the first couple of months, I'd never dreamed of asking somebody to join Scentsy. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't going to recruit anybody. But really, a lot of people say it's never too early to start recruiting. It's never too early to start asking people. So just put it out there. Ask them if they're interested in doing what you do. Don't wait to ask them that. And ask everybody. It doesn't hurt to ask everybody. You're going to get a lot of no's to get one yes. And be a good listener. Does somebody need extra money? Are they looking for a part-time job? Do they need money for a trip? Do they want to travel? Scentsy offers trips to travel. Are they just looking to get away from kids or school or spouses or whatever? If they want to do parties, Scentsy can offer that outlet for them. So listen to what people are looking for. And Scentsy could be something that you offer to them. Like, hey, like for me, hey, I talk with kids all day at school, so Scentsy is my adult time. I'm looking for adult interaction, and I don't have to go to a bar, and I'm making money from it too. So just hi, Kaden. That's Scentsy helper number 1.
Sorry.
It's okay. So just listen to people, see what they're looking for. Definitely share your story. Why did you join Scentsy? I have a listener here too right now, crossing my path. Winnie. Get that, Winnie. Share your story. Why did you join Scentsy? What has happened to you because of Scentsy? Share your story and show people how you've been successful and what has worked for you, because it may influence them to want to join. And it takes time. I think it took me a year to get my first recruit, Rhonda. Was that a year?
That sounds about right. Maybe a little under.
Okay.
Yeah.
The whole time it was like, I'm not going to find a recruit. I can't recruit. And then all of a sudden it just started happening. But it took some time. So you got to be patient. But definitely keep being consistent with asking, listening, sharing. You have to be consistent.
The one thing you mentioned that it takes a lot of no's to get that yes. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot within a lot of the trainings to shoot for 100 no's.
Yes.
Because if you get 100 no's, think of how many yeses you're getting along the way. Right. So your goal should be to get 100 no's.
And your no's now might not be no's later.
Right.
Some people will come back to you, hey, in a couple of months, hey, I was thinking about joining Scentsy. So when you put it out there, somebody might come back a month, a year later and come back to that. So put it out there and, get your no's and don't feel rejected by it. Just keep moving on. And going to that 100, in your consultant manual, there's a list of 100. How many of you have made a list of 100? Even if you've been selling Scentsy for 5 years, go back and make a new list of 100. List people who you want to talk to about buying. List people who you want to talk to about joining. And if you talk to somebody about joining this month, follow up in 3 months. What did they do at boot camp, Rhonda, with the whole joining thing, with the carrying over month to month? Do you remember that? Where we wrote names down, and then we carried over to the next month until they said yes or something.
They kept a notebook. So anytime, right? I think it was a notebook. They kept a notebook, and anybody that they ever considered offering the opportunity to, they wrote it down in a notebook. Uh-huh. And it carried over from month to month until that person was crossed off.
Right. By joining.
They could be the same person. I could have had somebody on my list for 4 years.
Right.
But it just keeps carrying over until they're finally crossed off.
Right. And the only way you cross them off is if they join.
Yes.
Not that you pester them every month, because we don't want to be pushy. We want to be natural. We want people to want to join Scentsy, not feel obligated or anything like that, because that won't make anybody happy. So, you put it out there, you share, and eventually, follow up. Follow up is another huge thing, is even with our sales, following up with people who've mentioned, possibly joining. So just follow up with them and, see if they're interested in it at a later time. I'm not sure if you know about flipping parties, but Rhonda knows about flipping parties. You want to talk about flipping parties?
I know a little bit about it.
Just a little.
So are you going to talk about it? Or
you're going to talk about it. You're the expert.
She says that because I flipped her party, and that's how she joined. So flipping parties basically, and I guess to make it a little bit easier to understand, we'll just talk about it as Bernice and I. Mm-hmm. So Bernice booked a party with me. I went to her house, had everything set up. Her friends are all there. And at the party, I noticed that Bernice was pretty much doing all the work. People were we got the countdown going.
How much
People
time?
were wanting to order 4 bars, and she's like, no, you have to order 6. It's the better deal. You're going to have to buy in 6s. Well, you have 8. You have to get more because you need to buy in 6s. So I basically was there to write down the orders and collect the money, and she kind of did all the work. So right away, I already knew that she was going to be a good consultant. So I had offered to give her that party as her first party if she would join.
Right.
So she told me no. And then, after, I mean, I think you
It was
had,
the next day.
at that point, I think you had like $700 already, and you still had people that wanted to order.
Right.
So I think kind of, after we talked about it and she kind of realized, what that meant, and she was already almost certified at that point, then she did end up joining. And yeah, it's hard because yes, I lost, $800 in sales that month, but look what I gained. I gained an awesome team member, and look where she's at today. So it was $800 well worth losing in sales that month.
It's an investment that you give up for a little bit of time, but then it comes back to you because you promote, you grow a bigger team. So you will get it back in the end if you just, help your team members out. So we would definitely, if you want to talk more about flipping parties, we can explain to you how that exactly worked. Basically, Rhonda gave me my orders. She came over, we sat down after I signed up. She helped me put the orders in as my first party. And then I was the consultant for that party. And I haven't stopped since. So flipping parties, you could ask your host, when you see your host selling things, and having a good time, hey, would you like to do this? Look how well you sold. And, you can definitely flip that party.
Now, it won't work for everybody. So
Right.
don't go into every party saying, yeah, I'm going to flip this party. Because some people aren't really, it's not going to work for everybody.
Right. You'll kind of get the feel, I think.
Yeah.
You'll notice somebody who stands out, I'm going to call out Bridget because I did parties for Bridget many times, and then she went and did a basket party, and she was just selling. And when I went to her house one point, she was selling bars, and I just kind of knew, I'm like, she can totally be a consultant. You just see that person steps up and takes like a leadership at a party or with sales. So
basket parties are huge for that, because if they can go out and collect all those orders, they're already doing it.
Right.
And it's easy to explain it to them that way. They did the work. You didn't do it. So basket parties are great for kind of judging who might make a great consultant.
And so did you want to say anything about recruiting?
Well, I have a question because I think it's harder in Mexico to flip the party, as people is not used to use their credit cards to do the orders. We are more like a cash and carry people. So we receive the money if they receive the order. So we need to do an initial investment. So most of the people, I had a great host like 2 weeks ago, and she did more than 500 in orders, and she's in another state not near, 3 states away from me. I sent her the basket and whatever, and she did amazing, but she couldn't afford to flip the party. So although I did told her, people in Mexico is a little bit different.
Right.
They don't commit on submitting the party. So I think it's a little bit harder. Anyways, we could still ask. And something I can share with you is about most of the people don't feel confident about sharing the opportunity, but it's because there's something within them, like self-esteem or whatever, because if they get a no, they feel they're rejected. So we need to think out of the box, like just think you have a great friend and he loves pineapple juice. Like he doesn't drink water, he only drinks pineapple juice, and you go to Costco and then you find it's 3 for 1. You get 3 and you just buy 1. Okay, so the first person you think when you see that deal is your great friend, right? So you call him and you are like, buddy, here, buy the pineapple juice here is like buy 1 and get 3 for free. he will say, no, thank you. I have enough pineapple juice right now. Or he can say, oh, you know what? I'm trying grape juice right now. Or he can say, no, I'm moving to water now. Or he can say, oh, no, thank you. Or he can say, yeah, I'm going to go to Costco to buy that stuff, okay?
Right.
And what's the first feeling that moved you to do that call? You wanted to help. You didn't want something for yourself and you saw an opportunity for somebody else, and you did call him because you wanted him to take advantage of that deal, okay? So we need to feel the same about the opportunity of Scentsy. Like, you have a great opportunity in your hands for someone else to have freedom and to leave his job if that's what they want, or go to a trip, or be a home mom. How do you say that?
Stay-at-home mom.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you have this amazing opportunity. So you have to think all the time about the pineapple juice guy. You can have all these responses, all these answers for that question you did when you called him, and it's not going to hurt your feelings because you did it like you were well-intentioned when you call, and you were only thinking about his needs. So if we think outside of the box, instead of thinking, oh, he's saying no to me, oh, no, he's saying no to the pineapple juice, not to you.
Right.
Very good point. Very good.
Exactly. We just got to take their no and move on, and
but
he might be wanting your pineapple juice later.
We hear that the comparison to you go to a restaurant and the waitress offers coffee to everybody at the table. Well, maybe only one person wants coffee, or maybe nobody at the table wants coffee, but that waitress isn't getting offended. She's just moving on to the next table because she's just doing her job. She's offering everybody that opportunity to have their coffee. So it's similar.
Yeah. Yeah, and it takes practice, and just keep going and just keep asking and keep sharing and posting and researching, and share your ideas with us in the group page and how you recruit. And we only have a few more minutes, but we want to talk bigger than just the summer incentive, because May 1st was the day to start the new awards. So I'm gonna put that up here, and Rhonda, if you want to start talking about this tracker that I share.
Okay, so Scentsy does two big annual awards. One of them is the annual Sales Excellence Award. And again, like Bernice mentioned, the incentive period for that started May 1st, and then it goes all the way to April 31st of next year. It's a 1-year period. And within that year, if you have an annual PRV of 30,000 points or greater, you earn this annual Sales Excellence Award. And with that, if you earn that, you're going to get recognition at the Scentsy Family Reunion. You'll get a personalized trophy, and their personalized trophies are pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. And then you get a $1,000 bonus, so that's quite nice as well. And then the other one they have that's an annual award is the Annual Mentor Award. I feel like you could probably get this one. Well, I'm not saying you can't get the sales one either, but this one, definitely. Personally sponsor 14 or more new consultants who enroll and achieve the title of certified consultant or higher during that qualification period. So we started over, so it would be anybody from this point on, 14 new consultants within the next year, and they have to reach certified or higher. With that, then you're going to get rewarded with recognition at Scentsy Family Reunion, a personalized trophy. You get $25 bonus per certified consultant, and then $50 bonus per lead consultant or higher. So you can definitely rack up some nice bonus there as well.
So while you're working on the summer incentive, your summer incentive goes towards this as well. So your summer incentive is starting off the annual sales. If you hit level 3, you're at $3,000 of the $30,000. And if you're working towards the 3 recruits, you're already working towards the 14. So think of this as a bigger incentive that we're working toward with the rest of the year beyond summer. I think our time